Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kay, and in today's video I'm going to be walking you through my morning skincare routine. So something a little bit different to what I normally do, but I thought maybe some of you might be interested. If you're not, fair enough, but if you are, here we go. So bit of a disclaimer before I start, I'm not a skincare expert by any stretch of the imagination. I just do what works for me. So you'll also notice that I'm not going to be talking about any typical cleansers, like washing your face kind of cleansers, and that's because for my morning routine I don't actually do that. I do all my double cleansing and everything before I go to bed at night. I just find that that works better for me. My son's in bed, I've got more time to pay attention to my routine, and I like to make sure that all of my makeup is off before I go to bed, and the best way of doing that is to do all my cleansing and that then. So I'm not going to wash my face this morning, I never do, but what I do use is a micellar cleansing water. So the one that I'm currently using is from Caudalie, and it's just the micellar cleansing water. You can see it's nearly empty. I like this stuff. So this is quite moisturising. So it says moisturising organic grape water and soothing chamomile. And especially sort of throughout winter, I do like moisturising products. My skin can get quite dry. Just for reference, I've got a normal skin type, but it can sort of edge towards combination depending on what time of the year we're in. So in summer I tend to get a bit oily in my T-zone. In winter I can get a bit dry sort of on my nose and cheeks and around my eyes and mouth. So that's that. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple of pumps of this onto a cotton pad. Now I do normally have reusable bamboo cotton pads, but they're all in the wash at the moment, so I've got to use reusable ones, sorry. So just a couple of pumps on there if I can get any out. And I just use a couple because I don't like to use too much, because I do find that this not lathers up as such. Obviously it's not a soap, but it kind of feels like it's lathering up, and I don't like that feeling for a cleansing water. So just gonna, oops, so I'm just gonna get in here. I usually start with my forehead and work my way down. Now with this, it is gentle enough to use on the eyes, so I will do. Cheeks, chin, and then I tend to just sort of pay a bit more attention around my nose area, because that's where any dirt and oils and that tend to collect. So just get over my mouth as well, and then if I need any more, I'm just gonna pop some more on there, and then I can just go down my neck. Just gentle swiping, nothing too vigorous. And that's that done. So next I would then use my toner, and this one is also from Caudalie, and it's the Moisturizing toner. Again, I like the moisturisation of this one, and just one little squirt of that is usually enough because quite a lot comes out. And again, just start with the forehead, work my way down, gentle swiping motions. Again, this is quite gentle, so you can use it around the eye area quite easily. Then down the neck. And this just makes sure that I've got any remnants from makeup that I might have missed with my cleansing the night before, and any dirt or oils that I've sort of accumulated during the night, which usually isn't a lot, but there's a little bit. It's natural, it's what happens. So once I've done all of that, I'll move on to moisturisers and serums. And the first thing that I use is my eye cream. Now, I don't have a regular eye cream. I'm still looking for that sort of holy grail product that's within my price range. If you've seen my empties video, you'll see that I found one that I did quite enjoy, but it's quite pricey, so not repurchasing that anytime soon, especially in the current climate. So the one I'm currently using is this one from Balance Me. So it's the Wonder Eye Cream. I think I had this in a subscription box at some point last year, and once I'd finished the Malin & Gertz one, I just switched over to this one. I don't really have any particular feelings about it right now. I don't like it as much, but I don't think it's terrible. So I'm just going to pop a little bit onto my ring finger. It's probably a little bit too much, so I'll just dab that out. And then just using your ring finger, or using my ring finger rather, I'm just going to dab underneath and around the eye area. So, oops, got a little bit of excess going on. So just gently, gently. You're not supposed to rub, but I find that if I just pat, it just sits there. So I like to just give a little gentle swipe every now and then, just to spread the product a bit more evenly. And then anything that's really excess, if I've got any, I just sweep over the eyelids. So that's that. And then next I'll move on to serums. So the serum that I'm currently using is from Lumene. I think that might be how you pronounce it, but I'm sorry if it's not. So this is the Nordic Glow Boost Essence. I love this stuff so much. I've been using this for about 2 years now. Love it. I've sort of swapped it out for a little while I've got a few other things that I wanted to try, but I keep coming back to this. And again, this is sort of nearly gone, so I think I might have to repurchase that soon. And then I normally just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of that. It's usually enough for me. Spread it on my hands and then just apply it to my face and my neck. Trying to remember to go up the neck rather than down it, because I'm terrible. I always go down and then catch myself and try to remember to pull up instead. And then just pat that all in. And then what I'll do is I'll normally just leave that to sit for a couple of minutes. I'll potter around, do some other bits and pieces while I'm getting up. Usually getting my son dressed or finding whatever it is that he's lost. All of that good stuff when you're a mum of a toddler. So I'm going to go off and do a couple of bits and pieces now, and I'll be back to do the rest. Okay, so I'm back. So another reason that I tend not to do a full-on face routine in the morning and choose to do it at night time is because obviously once my son is in bed, I've got a lot more time to get on with these things. And in the morning, I'm usually trying to get myself up, get my son up. If my husband's here, I'm trying to work around him as well. Things can get quite busy, so I like to just be able to get up, get my skincare done, get on with my day, especially if I've got makeup I want to put on as well. I don't want to be spending a lot of time on my skincare, so it helps to have a quick routine in the morning. So the next thing that I'm going to do is my moisturiser. Now, I'm having a bit of a change up today because I've just finished the moisturiser that I normally like to use. So again, it's from Lumene. So this is the one that I normally use. So it's the Nordic again from that range, the day cream with an SPF of 15 in. Now obviously you shouldn't rely on just your moisturiser for your SPF. You should always use an extra SPF as well, but I just like this moisturiser, and I like having that sort of, whether it's a false assumption or not, but I like having that feeling of having an extra sort of barrier. I normally use this, but as I said, it's empty. So I'm currently using a little sample of this one. Again, Lumene. You can tell I quite like this brand. I've loved it since I found the Glow Boost Essence. So this is the Glow Reveal Moisturiser, contains vitamin C. And this one's quite cute because it's pink. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to dab a bit on, get me nice and hydrated. Just pop some down the neck. So it's at this point that if I decide that I'm not going to be wearing makeup today, I'll pop in some glow drops maybe, just to give me that sort of healthy glow going on. So I like to use the Figs and Rouge morning glow drops, but common theme with me, I've put it somewhere, I don't know what I've done with it, so I can't use that product at the moment. But you could also use some like highlighting drops, so I think I've got some somewhere. So during summer, when my skin's a bit more tanned, I'll probably use something like this. So they're from Suva Beauty, and it's the what are they? So it's the liquid chrome illuminating drops. This one is in the shade Trust Fund. I actually think this is a bit too dark for me, but if I just use the smallest amount, I can get a nice little glow, and it's just quite nice. It just adds a bit of something without having to put a full face of makeup on, which is good. So that's Moisturiser done. So again, I'm just going to leave this to settle for a few minutes, potter about, do a few bits and pieces that I need to do, and then I'll come back and do my SPF. Okay, so I'm back again, and the next thing that I'm going to do is my SPF. So I'm using a new product, so I'm going to be using this today from Vichy, and it's the Ideal Soleil SPF 50. It's UVB and UVA protection, so broad spectrum. Now 50 plus sounds like it might be a bit overkill, especially on a day like today where it's a bit overcast, but my face is the most exposed part of my body. It sees the most amount of daylight, as with most people I'm sure, but I also use a glycolic acid toner. I use the Pixie Glow Tonic in my nighttime routine, and because it's got the glycolic acid in, you have to be really careful and make sure that you're applying your SPF. So I have been using, for the last few days, I've been using this, but as you can see it's just a tiny little sample. So it's the La Roche-Posay Anthelios 50 plus. I've finished it. I'll talk about it in my empties. So I'm going to try this one today. I did have a quick look when it arrived just to see what the texture was like, and it's a bit thicker than the La Roche-Posay product. So hang on, I have a little visitor. He'd done a drawing and wanted to show me, and this is why I tend to do the kind of routine where I can do a bit, leave it, come back, do a bit more. So where was I? So SPF. So where was I talking about the texture? I think I might have been. So yeah, the texture of this is a bit, the consistency is a bit thicker than the La Roche-Posay product. So we'll see how we get on with this. So I'm just gonna dot that on, and then make sure I get my nose, pop some on my neck, ready to put that on, and then just put that on. And obviously you want to try and make sure you've got a good coverage, but I always find it difficult with SPFs for the face, because if they're too thick it can sort of mess with your makeup, and if it's not thick enough then it's not effective. So it's trying to find a product that sort of gets that balance right. So I'm hoping that this is going to work. This is it says it's a skin perfecting velvety cream, so I'm hoping that this will be the perfect product and that I will have found my regular holy grail SPF. And remember to get the eyes. Okay. And then obviously if I was going to go out and about now, I'd just use a normal regular SPF for the rest of my body. Anything that's showing, like arms and shoulders and décolletage and all of that. But that's essentially it. So the last thing I would do is just put on some lip balm, and I'm using the Bali balm that's currently in my project pan. So I'm just going to pop this on. Squeeze a little bit out, and there we go. that's it really. So if I was going to put makeup on, I would obviously leave the SPF to rest for probably about 5 minutes or more, because it needs sort of time to sink into the skin to be effective. And then I would just go in with my primer, foundation and all of that jazz. But for this video, that is everything. Now, as I said, this is just the routine that works for me. It's also the routine that works for me at the moment. So throughout the year, I'll probably change a few products up depending on what my skin needs. So in summer, I tend to want more mattifying products. In winter, I tend to want more hydrating products. And it depends on what's going on with my skin in terms of spottiness as well. But the stuff that I've used today is just stuff that's working for me at the moment. So if at any point you decide you want to see what I'm doing in summer, just drop a comment in the box down below for me and I'll pop it on the list of videos that I want to do. So with all of that being said, if you do have any comments at all about anything, so maybe you've seen some products that I've used today that you're interested in, maybe you use some of these products, maybe some of them work for you, some of them don't, just let me know in the comments down below. I'm always interested to hear other people's thoughts and opinions. And yeah, that's it then guys. So if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all again in another video very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.